Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has shown a nice overnight rally, and that was expected. We wanted to see a B-wave rally. The price over the last few days, obviously after the dump, the price started to recover a bit and formed a possible 5-wave move up, as you know if you watched previous videos. This is still all subject to change, as microstructures are flexible, fluid, and not set in stone necessarily, but we use them to determine, let's say on a dynamic basis, whether a low could have formed here on the 5th of August. You know, we're talking about a more substantial low, and that we can maybe avoid here one more decline. In yesterday's update, I covered the daily chart as well at some point, and I highlighted to you that if we lose this orange micro support area, which is defined between 54,330 and 50,967, well, it would indicate that we could follow through to the downside with one more low, and then support, not necessarily a target, but the next support level will be 43k, and that is already far away. So it means any sustained break below 50,967, because of the drawdown potential and the risk, also what it could mean for altcoins, if we can avoid it, it would be great. You know, any additional low will not be good for Bitcoin, also not good for the altcoins. Yes, Bitcoin could still be in a wave 4 then, but it would definitely, I mean, it would be like the last key bullish support really for this bullish scenario. And any new low will definitely increase the likelihood for more bearish scenarios, and it will increase the risk we are in a bear market. That's why this is so important. Now, don't confuse this with, oh, we are losing that support, we're in a bear market. That's not the same. But I think it would definitely be important to be more on the side of caution if that level breaks. I mean, talking about 50,967. Yes, we can then still hold 43k. And we are still in the same scenario on the daily time frame that I showed you yesterday, like still a potential wave 4, which could lead to new all-time highs. But it means we need to be more on the side of caution. And that, you know, it wouldn't be good for the altcoins. Now, at the moment, we are watching the yellow wave count. Okay, I've been tracking here a 5-wave move up. So we give the bulls a chance. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That hasn't changed since yesterday. Yesterday, around the same time, I shared with you, a little later maybe, I shared with you that we're going to watch for a break to the downside, because ideally, you know, I mean, this could have broken to the upside and we would have had a signal. You know, the trend line, the upper trend line would have broken, but it would have given us a less clear Elliott Wave structure. It's always nice when we get 5 waves up to get it corrected in a pullback. We had a nice pullback and it followed the wave count pretty well. We had a 5-wave move down and it nearly reached support already. I call it a wave. Yeah, so 5 waves up were the wave 1. The pullback, while it could have been wave 2 in the alternative scenario, I only call it the A wave. I then highlighted to you we could get a B wave bounce. I think in the last video I made yesterday, we were already close to turning around here. We entered a choppy phase. I can't remember if in the last video we had broken the trend line already. I think we didn't. But in one of the updates for our gold members on Discord, it was just before midnight, I posted that it's possible that the B wave bounce has started after the break above the trend line. It was a bit too early to confirm, but that was my last Bitcoin signal yesterday. And yeah, it did indeed follow through, right? It did rally to resistance, did even overshoot a little bit. So that was the update from yesterday, last act of the day, you could say. So we had this nice 5-wave move down in what would be wave A. We were watching for a 3-wave move up. And going back to the Bitcoin chart, that's precisely what happened. Now, with regards to resistance, these can always only act as a guide, okay? Resistance for Bitcoin in a B wave, okay, because we know that B waves tend to overshoot. They tend to overshoot, and what is more important than the resistance area only acts as a guide. So it's not definite, doesn't mean we go above it, we're in a breakout. That's not the case with B waves, absolutely not. It just might shift probabilities a little bit towards, oh, are we already in a third wave? Or at least it causes us to watch. But B waves that overshoot, absolutely not uncommon. But I have to show some resistance levels, right? At least as a guide. But the market just broke above it. So yeah, I mean, maybe we are already in the wave 3. Maybe, I mean, this alternative wave 2. Maybe the third wave is already unfolding. But in that case, I mean, maybe we should highlight it here in orange or something, at least that we've got a different color there. Just to show how would it actually look if we're in a breakout. Because more important than the actual resistance is whether we get 5 waves up. Now you can see it very clearly that from that low point there yesterday, we only have 3 waves up. So the way for me to label that would be, let me just double check something. So that was the low. So this was the A wave, B wave, C wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It would need one more high. Now that's not me telling you there will be one more high, but it means that this is what I'm watching for today. Yeah, this is what I'm watching for today. And if I get 5 waves up, that is the next signal that we've actually bottomed already in all of wave 2, which is not expected until I see 5 waves up. Now, if I see 5 waves up, then this would be another smaller time frame, wave 1, which should be corrected by a wave 2. Just as we had it here. But that's not necessarily, well, I don't want to say it's unlikely. It's possible, but this pullback would have been shallow, which would again be quite bullish. But it's all about, do we get 5 waves? At the moment it's 3. So if I get 5 waves, and let me take the resistance area out, it's not important anymore. Where would that 5th wave get to? Ideally, let me just check something here with a few key fibs. I mean, this would be a resistance area, target area, you could say. 57,936 would give us a weak wave 5. Then 58,690 would be a more healthy wave 5, actually. Yeah. So let's see if we get it. At the same time, I would be highly scared. It's only 3 waves down as well, so it could be that we really get that 5th wave up. That would be a bullish signal, okay? It's only an additional indicator that we've already bottomed. I'd be skeptical because this was a shallow wave 2 then. Yeah? Still worth watching for. So that means today, I mean, what is micro support? Micro support for one more high. We should put that onto the chart as well. It's 56,205. Wave 4, okay. So that means, in other words, if the price breaks below that micro support area, it would be a first indication it's failing. Yeah, it's failing. This already looks like a nice wave 4. So if it could push directly, that would be good. If it now breaks below the intraday low, that I think would already be an indication we're heading down for wave C. So it's key now. It's a key moment now. Can take that trend line out. Just thinking, is there another way at the moment to draw a trend line? Not really. I don't think there's anything that would give us here any indication for a break of something. But bear in mind, it could easily fail now because it's only 3 waves. Yeah, but that's sort of how I track Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.